In the previous episode, I talked about the Japanese release of Dante's Inferno, how it was censored and how many copies it managed to sell over there. So today I'll be talking about another favorite game of mine. A game that embraced a darker tone, heavier combat, and a complete 180 degree from its predecessor, Prince of Persia Warrior Within. And surprisingly, many people have no idea that this game was ever released in Japan. Prince of Persia Warrior Within launched in Japan in October 2005 for both the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. In Japan, the game was titled Prince of Persia Kenshi no Kokoro, which roughly translates to Prince of Persia, Warrior's Heart, or the Swordsman's Soul. And here is where things start to get interesting, unlike the Sands of Time, which at least did receive a fully localized Japanese box art and minimal marketing effort. Warrior Within got a bare bones treatment. It reused the default box art and slapped a Japanese title on it. Plus, the marketing effort was very weak. Nobody heard of it or bought it. It's almost like Ubisoft didn't want to spend any more time or money than necessary. In that decision, it showed in the numbers. While the Sands of Time sold less than ideal in Japan, Warrior Within absolutely bombed. It tanked so badly that Ubisoft eventually re-released the game under their Ubisoft The Best label, which is essentially the Japanese version of a budget reprint. Same game, just sold at a lower price. But even that didn't help much. The sales remained stagnant and Warrior Within disappeared. Nobody knows how many units the game continued to sell, but initial numbers from Famitsu sales charts suggest Warrior Within didn't stand a chance. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. As you all know by now, Prince of Persia Warrior Within is infamous for how drastically it shifted its tone from the charming fairy tale vibes of the Sands of Time to something way more brutal and unapologetically edgy. Blood, decapitations, brutal finishers, the prince went full emo, wielding dual blades and screaming in the face of time itself. For many, it was a bold new direction. For others, it was a bit much. Now imagine releasing that game in Japan, a country known for having strict content guidelines on violence, especially for games rated for home consoles. Unsurprisingly, the Japanese version of Warrior Within was censored, and I don't mean just a little. All the blood effects gone, decapitations removed, dismemberment censored completely. The end result was a neutral version of a game that was literally built on its brutal combat identity and in a market that already didn't connect with the game's darker tone. This watered down version was never going to win anyone over. It is possible that the censorship might have been one of the reasons the game failed to catch on. After all, if you're marketing a game as edgy and violent but then take away all the edge and violence, what are you really selling? In the original version, enemies bled the deep red when you sliced through them, but in the Japanese version, the blood was changed to yellow. Not orange, not faded red. Straight up yellow, almost like piss. And it gets even weirder. The very first cutscene in the game was also censored. You know, the one where the prince's ship gets ambushed and we get our first glimpse of Shadi, the mysterious assassin who launches the attack. There's a brief moment where she climbs the stairs, and yeah, the camera lingers a bit on her assets. In the Japanese version, that whole part is cut out, gone. No butt shot, no subtle seduction, just a jump cut that awkwardly skips over her entrance. With how badly the game performed in Japan, the PSP port of the game titled Prince of Persia Revelations was ultimately cancelled over there. Ubisoft clearly saw no reason to release a handheld version of a title that already flopped hard. And honestly, I don't think the Japanese missed much. If they were just going to censor it all over again, it was probably better left unreleased.